good football structure na mulete manager mpoa mwenye ako fit tactics and whatever, anatasaidia in terms of mambo na kunacha talents na signings, you will go far, and that's what Arsenal wamekuwa kifanya, because Arteta pia amekuwa akiwasaidia in terms, because Arteta ukiangalia na waambia mimi nataka player, wanamuuliza you believe he will play according to what you want? Yes. Na pia wana scrutinize, wanaona yes, it is true what Arteta is telling us, let us give him this player, and they're giving him. And where Saib kwenye wako Arsenal is a team to watch, everyone wants to see them, everyone Saib unaona mpaka kila mtu anawapea pressure ya win league, which means it's a very good team. It's a very good team. So I do believe Kavangi, the way you are saying, so we can, and that's why unaona Berada anasema by 2028 you want us to win the league. Hii city football structure unasikia. City football
kitumuwish tu ni Rudman instead of a click na afanye tu like overhaul, abadilishe team, kila kitu kwake iende to the right way, maybe venye Arteta zimemwendea, because if he doesn't, replacing a manager Musa kwa isoko. Hey,
and that's why nimekuambia I believe in what Ineos are doing, because if you look, they have done the toughest decision zenye tukiona zikipao. Unaona mpaka wameachisha Ferguson kazi, which was also on mutual consent, but unaona they are doing a decision zenye hatuko tunaona kwa hii club, which means wameamua now to take the bull by the horns. They are selling player, and I'm quite sure, and I can confirm to you here, you people, the moment Ineos will get a better offer for Marcus Rashford, they will sell him. I kid you not. Majama, venye wakunaenda, they will sell, because there are so many players in this team who may survive managers. Now that's something that what they want to get rid of. Casemiro, I'm quite sure by next summer he won't be there. Eriksen won't be there. Lindelof won't be there. You can see even Maguire, they are listening to offer. You saw them, they sold McTominay, who graduated from our academy. So those are things, they are doing tough decisions in Yatujayona. And I think, I do believe, in the next like 4 years there, we will be somewhere, and maybe tutasema Ineos wamefanya kitu. The only problem I have with them is just that maybe Glazer still on this club. But if you look at the way we want even to build a new stadium, it means that any team, sasa we are moving to the next direction. Because building even a stadium is not something small. Unaona ma-team kama Real Madrid, Barcelona, Tottenham, Arsenal, they have modern stadiums. So ukiona na Manchester United wameamua kuunda, it means that they want now to go to the next level. Kuna wameanza kusema wata improve Carrington, you can see now. So those are things that I think maybe in the next 4 years we'll be somewhere. And hata hii City Football Group tunashindanga tukiongelea ilianza tu hivyo. They got a new owners. The owners wakinama walikuwa ni ule Thailand former prime minister. And this guy from Abu Dhabi came in, pumped money, built a good structure. Akaleta watu wakina Ferran Soriano, they gave him a good structure, and that's where hapo ndio penye wamefika. If you look at Bayern Munich, those are teams with the structures, good structures. Real Madrid the same, they have structures. So you need that. Hiyo ndio kitu tumekuwa tukilaka, and that's why umepata most of our even our signings zimekuwa zikiflop, because tuna sign players hata hatuhitaji, and that's been the mess. And we buy them for a huge amount of fee, we give them a huge contract. Na hizi ndio vitu zimekuja zinatufanya some of our player like Harry Maguire, they are still in this club because you are unable even to sell them. So hizo ndio mavitu. Angalia kama ya Sancho, we are unable even to sell Sancho because of the contract that we gave him. So those are the things that Ineos wanajaribu kuangalia, na hizo ndio vitu zimekuwa zikiaffect hii club. But more so, I do believe in the next like 2 to 3 years, I think the culture in that club, because the culture inatusumbua kabisa, where we have players who don't play for the badge. Culture, inadhani hiyo toxic culture itakuwa imetolewa yote. And umenikumbusha kitu. There was a time, huyu Ibrahimovic alikuja Manchester United, siku ya Mourinho, on a free. Do you know what he said on the media? He said, me I came to Manchester United, mi nikijua Manchester United ni kubwa. It's a very big club. But the moment aliingia hiyo changing room, akarealize it is not big the way alikuwa nadhania. Why? Mpaka mentality imeshift. Unapata tu huko kuna watu, they don't care. The Pogba of that time, unapigwa huko hata bao 3 na Watford, and they will go to the changing room and they dab like nothing else, and they receive a lot of money. So your culture ikafanya Ibra kumbe hata hii klabu mnasemani kumbe it is no longer big. And that's na hiyo ndio vitu zote tu hizo bragging rights tumepoteza. So those we need to reclaim them, and I'm quite sure Ineos wataturudisha where we are. But it is a decision, yani kuna decision watamake kwa hii team some of our fan base wataumia, but zitakuja kutusaidia. Right now, if you ask me, would you want Manchester United to get rid of Marcus Rashford? Of course, I will say yes. And some people hapo watanitusi. Why? Yes, he's talented, but mi na feel penye imefika, he doesn't improve much. Let him go. Wacha tuanze fresh then. And na the moment tutaanza ku make decision kama hizo, tutaimprove. Wewe jiulize, Real Madrid kwani wao wana succeed? Real Madrid wamekuwa na players after players after players, but wanawachilianga. Even Barcelona had to get rid of Lionel Messi, their greatest footballer ever. Hizi ni decisions zenye muna make tu, na ya decision ya Barcelona, yes of course hawakuta, but ni mambo na pesa, ilibidi tu wamwachilie. So vitu kama hizi they are inevitable, you have to do them. Real Madrid iliachilia Ronaldo, their greatest ever footballer in 2018, and he was still good, and it was because of money. Alikuwa anataka aongezewe pesa. Perez akamwambia, bro, kuna venye umeanza kuleta ujinga. Where I will sell you and bring the others. And look, hata baada ya kumuuza, yes, Real Madrid walikuwa wanakaa shake hivi, but at least wameenda wako na progress. Right now, they have new breeds and crop of players, and they are still winning the Champions League. Mbona Manchester United si tunataka kujifanya like Rashford, like our gods in this club? They need to go. Sell them. We have had Beckham in this club, Ronaldo, Rooney. They are no longer in our club. Na club bado itabaki. Those are decisions that we need to make. No player is bigger than the club. Na hiyo moment tutatoa hiyo vitu, especially post Fergie era. Tumekuwa tukitreat our players and we make them win in every manager battle. Players wana win kila siku kwa nini? That shouldn't be the case. We need to get rid of that toxic culture. And I think that's what Ineos wanajaribu kutoa. They want to talk. Hiyo madedude wote watatoka. By next summer, mutaniambia, hawa kina Lindelof won't be there. Imagine by 2024, somebody like Lindelof is playing for Manchester United. That's a shame. That's a joke. Lindelof cannot start in like even top 10 Premier League teams. Hawezi start. He cannot start. But at Manchester United, you still mkotuna mediocre players and you give them the platform. And this is because of the contract that you gave them, the money you signed them, na mkawapatia. No. That's what we need. Na hizo vitu tukishafanya, mtaniambia, tutarudi poa sana. Look at Man City. Man City, they got rid of Mahrez. Sisi Manchester United hata Mahrez huyo walikuwa wamemtumia. Sisi hatukuwa na player kama Mahrez. Na wanamwachilia. You can see. Wanaachilia mpaka Gundogan. They had yani Man City, they are so good that na mtaniambia soon wataachilia to Grealish. Now if you look at Manchester United, hatuna player like Grealish. That's how you build a very good football in structure and a good team. But sio kukaa na jokers na una maintain your mediocrity. You will suffer a lot. That's why unapata clubs like AC Milan zimeshindwa ku bounce back where they were. And they were big clubs in the 90s and 2000s because of this mediocrity and issue. And the good thing with Manchester United, mimi inanipatiaga hope yenye tutarudi. Manchester United yetu ikuangi kama pesa. You know, AC Milan, they have struggled. Inter Milan is all about the money. They struggle because of money. Manchester United have money. So shida sio pesa kwa Manchester United. So ingekuwa ni story nado. No. So these are things that we can fix. We have money. So we just need to put ourselves a very good football structure and we go. If you look at that team, Omar Berrada, Dan Ashworth, Brailsford, Blank, all those guys. Those are guys who wamewaka bana in this, wanajua hizi vitu. Dan Ashworth was so good in the recruitment huko Brighton, amewaka Newcastle. Hawa jamaa watatufanyia majambos. Mugambi, tumalizie.
Thank you KOT. Mimi I'm very hurt and I feel so bad. Sijui mbona mnaachisha baba ya mtu kazi. Mtu ako na watoto, mtu ako na familia anafaa kulisha. Mnamvuta tu kazi hivyo tu because of your ambitions. I think that is very bad. You people are very bad hearts. Very bad hearts. That is Manchester United board and Manchester United fans. And I can hear people celebrating here. That is so bad to celebrate someone losing a job. Okay. Anyway, guys. Erik ten Hag now is gone. And Manchester United now is turning to an era where they are supposed to be building now their team. And I want to say that Manchester United is a big club. Manchester United is a big club, and you can see that the news of Erik ten Hag have taken over the internet, remembering that today is the day that Ballon d'Or is being, we are getting the win of Ballon d'Or, but nobody is talking about it. We are all about Manchester United. That is what it means. That is what it means to these news media and outlet. And Ineos have started very well at Manchester United. You can see that there are no news, there are no weak leaks that have been coming out of Manchester United dressing room or the board. Wamefanya kazi yao safi. There is nothing that has been coming out. Nobody knew when Erik ten Hag is going to be sacked. Nobody knew this player is not playing for this reason or that. That is what they have been doing. They've started sealing those holes. Because kitambo ulikuwa unasikia this and this is happening at Manchester United. They are almost sacking Erik ten Hag. Bruno did not turn up for training early. You see, so they started very well. They started very well. Now, before I even talk about the steps that Ineos are going to take in developing this club or going forward, I have noted that Manchester United, with all these coaches that have been working out, it is long since Manchester United signed a world-class player. It is long since Manchester United attracted a world-class player. And you know, Manchester United has been having good players. But I think the last player mwenye Manchester United walinunua alikuwa anakaa mzuri, but pia alikuja aka flop to, I think it was at Paul Pogba when he was brought, I think, by Mourinho. Paul Pogba was a good player, but naye injury and maybe indiscipline issues here and there, ndio huyo alienda tu hivyo. From there, the players that Manchester United has been signing are average players. So even with the managers who have been coming there and struggling to win maybe the FA and Carabao, they have been really trying with those players. And again, there has been no proper structure at Manchester United. At least Ole Gunnar alikuwa na chance ya kukua manager, alikuwa anajidisaidia wale players atasaini. Na ukiangalia pia Ole alienda akasaini akina Varane, akasaini akina Sancho, akasaini Bruno, akaleta Ronaldo. You see the kind of players that Ole was bringing because he was making that decision on his own. But sasa tukakuja hivyo tu mkisign players wenye wanakaa vile wanataka. Tumefika sasa time ya Erik ten Hag amekuwa manager kidogo, amekuja ameteremshwa akakuwa coach.
Mugambi and the rest, hope mmeona breaking news, Vinicius will want to travel to Spain. Nimewaambia ni kama win Ballon d'Or. Rodri has won the Ballon d'Or.
Nimeona kwanza niliona kwa Fabrice akisema, Fabrice Hawkins ndio alisema Vinicius entrance believe, and that guy
we will have that conversation. At the end of the day, I am a Madrid fan. I have no problem. I won't lie here and say that Vinicius has been robbed. But anyway, Malizia Mugambi, then I will tell you why I don't think he has been robbed or whatever. Because I do feel both Vinicius and Rodri, either way, mwenye angeshinda he just deserves. So there's no problem.
Yeah, so we have seen Erik ten Hag amekuja akateremshwa akakuwa coach, na kuteremsha akakuwa coach ilikuwa a way of telling him that your time is finished at this club, and it was just a matter of when, because we all know that Erik ten Hag has been going. And you see, these Ineos management, they want a coach, so that the structure they will be having is wao ndio wana decide, wanakuwa na a team that decides who is going to be brought in here. Wewe kazi yako ni manager hizo asset umeletewa na club. Those are the assets that the club has given you, manage those assets. That is where we are going. I have no problem with that as long as they are going to be making good decisions. But pia kutakuwa na problem na coach mwenye atakuwa hapo, because as a coach, you know, you need that freedom ya kujidecidia players that you want, but I don't think that is going to happen very fast. I think they are going to have to get a coach that they are going to feed with the players. In case he performs well, they may graduate him to a manager maybe later. And the problem now is, where are they going to get that proper coach? When we brought Mikel Arteta, I was one of those vocal guys who was saying, I want a manager who has won something before, a manager who has been winning, who has won, or who is winning currently. If we don't get that one, let us go for Mikel Arteta or any former Arsenal player who is now a coach. That is exactly what I was going. I was thinking. I was saying I never wanted us to go for kuna makoches walikuwa wanatajatajwa hapo, and one of them I think knew ako Bournemouth, ako Newcastle. What is his name? Huyu wa Newcastle kwa wino anaitwa nani?
Eddie Howe.
Okay, huyo coach wa Newcastle. That is one of the names that were being floated around to be the replacement for Unai Emery. But I never wanted that. We went for Mikel Arteta. We trusted him, and we can see that project is going on very well. So Manchester United, what is going to happen is that you are going to be very patient with the manager that the management is going to give you, with the coach that the management is going to give you. You are going to be very patient. Give him time, but you know, also as a manager, you as a coach, you have to show that you have an identity and you are having some good progress, so that the club and the fans can have patience with you, and that is what Mikel did. So you, Manchester United, you are not winning a trophy this season, not next season. You will have to wait. You will have to be patient, so that these Ineos, if they really have those good intentions with you, so that they can rebuild that club and you become the great Manchester United that you were in the past, because your glory is gone. KOT, wacha nilandia hapo.
Hello. Now, okay, thank you, Mugambi. You know, I was looking and we are going to experience the most chaotic timeline tonight, because Vinicius Junior amejua win Ballon d'Or. There is no even Real Madrid representative anaenda kwa hiyo event. Anyway, these are things that happen in football.
Venye alikuwa ananyamazisha ya mali juzi akijifanya wewe tuliamini naenda kubeba Ballon d'Or.
As we wind up, but at the end of the day, this is what I would say. Maybe I will need just like 2 people only, because taki tukae hapa sana. Of course, after Ballon d'Or, Rodri amepatiwa at I think 10, almost 10:45, 11 there. I will host this space. I will talk about much about the Ballon d'Or. But as a Real Madrid fan, hii Ballon d'Or mimi kuna kitu nilikuwa na, as much as we were saying that Vinicius Junior is going to win, kuna kitu ilikuwa inaniambia hata win, and the reason was because of course there is always inconsistency in Ballon d'Or, but the most kitu imemu affect sana ni when it comes to the Brazil national team. Vinicius has only scored 2 goals since June 2023, and he only scored 2 juzi kwa Copa America tukicheza na Paraguay. So he hasn't been doing so good, and even in the he also collected a yellow card, I think, against Colombia, a reckless one that he even admitted it, and he missed the quarterfinal against Uruguay, which Brazil tulipoteza. So he hasn't been that good. And Vinicius hasn't been that good like the way the Neymar amekuwa kibeba Brazil. Mimi ni fan wa Brazil. I rate Vinicius so high. But hata kama angeshinda hiyo Ballon d'Or, mimi hata venye watu kai kuja convince that Vinicius is a better footballer than in history maybe, because there are people who believe in such things, who believe that if a certain footballer in the Ballon d'Or, we can say is a better footballer in history than somebody else who didn't win. Hakuna mimi venye hata ningemweka level moja na Neymar. I rate Neymar so high. And also, I do feel this is my take. Mimi my player mwenye alinibamba sana ni kuona mpira ni Ronaldinho, but I still believe Neymar still have a better legacy in the Brazil national team than Ronaldinho Gaucho. Neymar amekuwa kitubeba. Yes, so we haven't been that good, but amekuwa kitubeba. Clutch moments. He has been one of the reason. Of course, kuna ma World Cup kama like 2018 alituwest and whatever, but he has been our guy. And that is something that Vinicius ameshindwa kuchukua hiyo kitu kutoka. Maybe he's so young and maybe he will reach there, but I do feel hiyo ndio one of the reason yenye Vinicius Junior aja win Ballon d'Or this year. This year also I won't come with stories like the way I had like last season. I know kumekuanga na robberies, the biggest one being Ronaldo being robbed in 2018. This season it was so tight that ilikuwa so difficult even to tell who gonna win the Ballon d'Or. But mimi nilikuwa nimesema hapa juzi, either way, if Rodri wins the Ballon d'Or, I do believe he deserves. Rodri amekuwa so good, amekuwa, if you look even at his performance right now, last season, because right now it is based on last season. Kidogo tuko hino nimalize. Because Ballon d'Or ya sahi is based on season performance, not like a calendar year thing. He was so good in terms of pass completion, in terms of tackle, in terms even assist, imagine. And Rodri has evolved to be that modern hybrid, like a CDM who can play like in number 6 or number 8. He's just a modern type of. He's a very good or a great footballer to watch. So I do believe with what he has done, even in that Spanish national team, he was so good. He was in the team of the tournament in the Euros. He scored an equalizer against Georgia. Was so impressive in that Man City squad. So if I look at the performance that jamaa amefanya and whatever, I don't think tunaweza kuja hapa nisema I'll be a hypocrite if I come here and lie to you people and come here and say that Vinicius has been robbed. I don't think he has been robbed. I do feel this year was either way. Vini angekama hata win bado ningesema amedeserve, because Vinicius was also good, the most fouled player. He had a lot of goals in the knockout last season. He was UEFA Champions League player of the tournament. He became the youngest player to score in 2 UEFA Champions League final. He was so crucial in Real Madrid winning the final. He started with an injury last season, but after kukam Real Madrid tukaenda all through tukawin league. He also scored in big games like Bayern Munich, a brace in the Allianz Arena, akapiga Barcelona hat-trick in the Super Copa de España, Saudi Arabia finally, last season akipiga hat-trick. So he was so good also, and for me, I will be a hypocrite here if I come here and lie to you people and say that Rodri doesn't deserve the Ballon d'Or. And kama pia ningekuwa hypocrite, kama ningekuja kama Vini angeshida nikuje niseme ange deserve. So in either way, I'm just in ile Ballon d'Or ya hii season. I'm just like, either way, they both deserve. Rodri, he deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. Kuna watu wanasema he didn't deserve because at people like Xavi and Iniesta even didn't win it. Niliona some Spanish fan wakisema hivyo, but all in all, I think ameperform poa. Kulikuwa na rumors zilikuwa zinasema it is all about the marketing after ame win. Wacha nimalizie 30 seconds ya mwisho uonge. After ame win the Euros, kuna his teammate Morata came out and say that Rodri needs to win the Ballon d'Or, but for him to win the Ballon d'Or, we need to create an Instagram account for him so that we can campaign for him, because tunajuanga Ballon d'Or inakuanga maybe if you're influential on social media and whatever. So there was that kind of a thing maybe, but I'm just happy he has won. I will be a hypocrite here to come and say that Rodri doesn't deserve the Ballon d'Or. Maybe if you're a Barcelona fan, you can be happy because a Real Madrid player hasn't won it. That is football and it is acceptable. But for me as KOT, I won't lie to you and come here today. I won't talk, but I know there have been a lot of inconsistencies in the Ballon d'Or. That's why even sometimes I don't rate it. I don't use it to rate players because kumekuwa na robberies zimekuwa zikifanywa and some players wanapatiwa and they don't deserve. But this season, since hakukuwa na Messi and Ronaldo, it was like tulikuwa tu na watu tu. They were not that unajua Messi na Ronaldo, they set the bar so high. But for me, I won't lie to you, Rodri deserves the Ballon d'Or. And nimemaliza.
Mimi nilikuwa na swali tu. Nilikuwa na swali tu ndio ongeze kwa hata Payet mtu yote atakuongea ya address. Are we all gonna sit here and ignore that Lautaro Martinez alikuwa hata na numbers kushinda watu wawili, pia ni top scorer Copa America, top scorer huko nini Syria's best player best player pale Copa America, bado golden boot pale Syria, golden boot pia Copa America, like amekuwa tu na ridiculous numbers kila kitu. Enda kumignore tu mtu kwa hiyo topic bakisha tu Rodri na Vinicius. Yes, right.
Okay, let me say something about Lautaro. Okay, I understand conversation yako, but if Erling Haaland akushinda last season with all the numbers, I didn't expect Lautaro Martinez to win it. It's football is not all about numbers. So me, if Haaland last season akuwina zile numbers alikuwa nazo Messi
akaingia. We all know last season Haaland was rock. Why you sugarcoating?
Bwana Messi alikuwa ameshinda Haaland na kila kitu.
Messi alishinda trophy ya World Cup mid-season, ndio maana alishinda. Anyway, so what I wanted to say about the Ballon d'Or, I'm happy Rodri is winning. It shows that a midfielder can win it. For the last previous years, umekuwa ukiona watu wanashinda wengi. It's all about forwards. Mimi hata vile Rodri anashinda, it's giving courage to other players, ma defender, ma center back, ma goalkeeper. It's giving courage to them that ukitry your best, you can win this thing. For the past how many years, I think it's only Modric mwenye si forward mwenye ameshinda kitu. Tumekuwa kina Karim Benzema, Ronaldo, Messi, like it's forwards. And another thing is, it shows that si lazima uende Real Madrid ama Barcelona ndio ushinde kitu, because for the past 15 years it's between Real Madrid and Barcelona. So maybe I'm happy that Rodri is winning. I can't hate. And another thing is that at least inakuja the Premier League. My Spanish fans have been talking here and saying the Premier League is the best league, but all kila mwaka Ballon d'Or inaenda La Liga. So it's a good thing for the Premier League, for the image of the Premier League. Build a good image. Thanks. Yes, you can talk now.
Thank you so much. It's fine. I think, or was I the next person? Okay. Yeah, I want to first start with Manchester United. And KOT said something when I was joining. I joined late because I learned that Man U have sacked Ten Hag through someone at my place of work who does not know football completely. She's never spoken football. She knows football. She knows nothing about football. That tells you how Man U is a big club, not just in England, but across the world. And them sacking Ten Hag is very big news. In fact, somehow it has diluted the Ballon d'Or celebrations and naming today later in the evening. But then that said and done, I think I have also seen just in the last 5 minutes, Ruben Amorim has been asked about Man United job, and his response is very, very, very funny. He is not ruling this out. He is not ruling that out. All he is saying is that he is happy at Sporting, and in fact, he has said he expected that question. He has said he expected that question. So however much we all expect Ruben Amorim to go to Manchester City, but in football, it's always football. You can't rule out anything. Or City are a top club now, definitely, but you can't compare them in terms of stature and name. You can't compare it to Man United, but of course we agree in the recent times it's all I think it's better than Man U now in terms of where the club has been in terms of steps and how they play and blah blah blah. But obviously, Man U is a bigger club than City. So I have also seen they have been linked with OGS on the wheel, my guy. But I don't think that they're gonna bring back OGS. I think they're going to. Ineos is doing a good job. But if you want to know, Ineos is doing a good job. It's taking decisive little steps, but decisive decisions. I don't think it was right to have Faggy continue to enjoy. Is it 2 million per year or something on scouting? So those ones are excess expenditure, which they're shaking off or something. And I think let's give you around maybe for the next 4 years or 3 years, and then you will be back on top. Maybe around 4 years, because you need to get away all those dead players. Otherwise, I think it was Kokowino who said something. I also agree with that. Man, when last is it Mugambi or I think or Hitman said when last did Man United sign a top player. I think that was and you people have been surviving on Bruno for a long time. Bruno has been your best player for a long time, and I remember there were some games against like against Fulham. He was scoring one goal, and that goal kept OGS. Kept Erik off pressure. And he was coming under pressure. He comes and scores. But what is one of the things he said yesterday, I knew overnight he was gonna be sacked this week, or next week. He was just happy with the performance. I mean, he said, in fact, I quote, "We had a very, very good game," and I'm like, my goodness me, you did not take your chances. You are wingers like best wingers like Garnacho looked awful in the final third. I mean, how was that a good game? But anyway, I don't know why he was sacked. My guy has been sacked before before Sunday. I would really been happy if he was in there until we meet you, because that means we would have known how you are coming to play. But now with Rude, it's a very tricky game because the players want to get new momentum. They want to try and impress the new manager. They want to try and do things different. And clubs will now for the next 5 or 6 or 7 matches, people will not beat you easily because you will be trying new things every time. But now coming to Ballon d'Or, just 1 second. I think Rodri winning it. As Paya have said, I think I like it. I like it because always the Premier League has been bantered by many fans across the world that you claim to be the best league. How many people have won Ballon d'Or from you? How many? I mean, I have a match where we want to say Ballon d'Or is a little bit people get robbed. I agree. It's not very consistent. Like we expected, not we, but me, I expected Erling Haaland to win it last season. And when Erling Haaland didn't win it, last season, I thought that one was robbed. I thought that one was clear robbing. But I'm very happy with Rodri winning it. I was also happy. I'm somehow happy if it was Vinicius. But somehow something has been telling me, no, we can't have another man from Spain again. I mean, let it come to the Premier League. It also builds the PL name. It breaks that jig that that drought. So I think Rodri winning it. And if you look at Rodri, he also deserves it. Look at his performances at the Euro, at the Premier League, and not just once, Maze. This guy has been consistent under Pep for almost tangu akuje tu, after just 1 season tangu akuje, huyu jamaa amekuwa akiperform vizuri sana, and I'm happy he's gonna win it. There's nobody else. I'm so happy for him, and I expect more people. I know may win it next season, depending on how his performances and the team will be this season. But to be honest, truth be told, I would really want it to stay in England for the next maybe 3 years or so. At least we also get. I support Barca, but not that much anyway. But I would really want it to stay in the PL for some time, at least to try to build PL. Isikae kama ni, that league where people, that hyped league, because it has been like. It has been seen like hype league. You don't produce the best player in the world, and you continue boasting. So I think it's a good thing for Rodri. Well deserved, my guy. I like him so much. He's the SSI unit Sai. Holding midfielder. So yeah, thanks, man. Thanks.
Thank you. And you can even see Rodri has arrived in the ceremony right now. And the ceremony is like 4 hours away. So, kuonyesha he has been told, and he's good. I agree. Yes, what do you have to say about the Ballon d'Or? I don't know what you have to say.
Nimekuwa hapa na laborious listening journey, but it is what it is. First things first, let me drop the gospel on you guys. Ballon d'Or inakuanga a very contentious topic. Ballon d'Or inakuanga very contentious, controversial, any other adjective you want to throw in there, pikanishe pamoja. Sijui mlianza kuona football lini. but me time nilianza kuona football, nilisikia Ballon d'Or ikianza kumensioniwa na best player in the world very later on in life. Nikianza kuona football sikuwa nasikia anything to do with Ballon d'Or, I won't lie. That's the mid 2000s. Sikuwahi sikia Ballon d'Or ikitajwa anywhere. Ballon d'Or ilianza kukuja kukua something ya kutajwa hiyo time ya Messi na Ronaldo. So I think after Messi and Ronaldo left, imeanza ku lose relevancy bit by bit, na itaenda hivyo lose relevancy venye ilikuwa tu kitambo. Let me not lie to you, people hawakuwa wanajali kuhusu Ballon d'Or 1998 Ronaldo akibeba, sijui 1999 sijui Rivaldo akibeba. Nobody used to care about that thing. Hiyo ilikuwa award ya madoido tu, story fulani. Then FIFA wakaipea some credibility when they merged the two awards, France Football na FIFA, ikakuwa FIFA Ballon d'Or, ikaipea some credibility, na hiyo ndio time Messi na Ronaldo ilikuwa something. Then FIFA left, ikarudi kukua France Football tena, ikaanza kukua another mediocre award. And the reason I'm calling it a mediocre award because hizo inconsistencies zake. We understand walikuwa napea Messi because of PR, kujaribu kufanya award ikae prestigious. We understand all that, but hizo mistakes zenye wamefanya zimepea the award in itself damage yenye wezi fix, unfixable damage. Washaribu reputation yao. 2018 wakipea Modric na hizo reasons walimpea, anybody with half a brain alikuwa anajua alikuwa na nyima Ronaldo. 2019 walikuwa na the perfect opportunity ya sasa ku break hiyo chain ya Ronaldo na Messi.
Waambie 2018 ni Perez wanted that to punish Ronaldo because he left for Juventus.
Yeah, anybody mwenye anaweza read between the lines anaweza ona hiyo. 2019 walikuwa sasa na the perfect opportunity to do what they are trying to do now. Wangepea Van Dijk because honestly tuseme tu kweli, mimi nachukia Liverpool with all my heart and all my soul, but Liverpool hiyo season Van Dijk alikuwa very very instrumental. Very instrumental. Mnaweza sema Messi alikuwa na all the goals na nini sikatai, alikuwa top scorer Europe, but Van Dijk was what Messi was in attack uko defense. Maybe even more because Liverpool walienda wakabeba vikombe. Then 2020 wakapeana some bullshit excuse kutoa award Lewandowski. Just some bullshit excuse. Like the moment hizo vitu zilianza kufanyika, kuna watu wali lose interest bana. Ndio maana hii award inaanga sponsors ka kitambo. Let me not lie to you. Endo angalia tu picha za Ballon d'Or award ceremony when FIFA was still involved, venye ilikuwa inaitwa FIFA Ballon d'Or. Ulikuwa unachiki ukiona kama venye Man United manager akienda press conference, hapo nyuma kuna Adidas, kuna sijui Snapdragon, ama Emirates kuna huko Arsenal Emirates, sijui Sobha, sijui Visit Rwanda. Ballon d'Or ilikuwa na hizo vitu kitambo, lakini when France Football iliingia, hata sponsorships hawana siku hizi because ni bullshit tu inaendelea. The moment akina Ronaldo alianza kuboycott hizo awards sijui nini, hiyo story ilisha hivyo. Anyway, to the gospel I wanted to drop. And nimesikia mkisema Rodri this, Rodri that, but mimi, my truth personally, I don't expect you guys to agree with me. I personally believe what the Ballon d'Or represents, player ana deserve kubeba hiyo Ballon d'Or based on last season ni Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham ndio ana deserve kubeba hiyo Ballon d'Or. And
asante.
My reason ni Jude Bellingham was to Real Madrid what Cole Palmer was to Chelsea. Jude Bellingham alifanya hiyo Real Madrid la season ikae like hata sijui ilikuwa inakaaje, but individual performances za Jude Bellingham zilikuwa zina stand out every single weekend. Yes, Vinicius alikuwa na some big game performances, but Jude Bellingham alikuwa engineer Real Madrid. Na crazy enough, he was instrumental for both club and country. England, Jude Bellingham alikuwa amebeba England kwa mgongo, alikuwa amedragao wase all the way to the final. In as much as Rodri ndio alibeba, I can argue Jude Bellingham alikuwa more important than Rodri for both of his clubs. Naweza argue hivyo. Wase walianza ku Jude Bellingham na hizo mabao zake na mnasema ni tapping whatever. But hizo bao zake zilikuwa zinapewa.
Yes, nikuuliza question. You answer together. Nikuuliza question.
Ulisha interrupt the first time.
Okay.
Ngoja tu. Ukiangalia tu Jude Bellingham venye la season ilipan out, ilikuwa one of the best individual seasons by a player ever. Na siongelei awards wise, naongelea tu kismat, yani vitu tu zilikuwa zimekubali, vitu zilikuwa zimeclick. Pale Real Madrid alikuwa anapiga tu mabao, pale England alikuwa tu very important, alipiga hata very 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 good assist kwa final. Like individual performance I don't think anybody tops Jude Bellingham last season. Nobody tops you, personally, according to my opinion.
But if you are to go on performance, Kylian Mbappe had like 52 goals. He won a lot of awards in League One. So if we are to go in individual performance, and me ni fan wa Jude Bellingham, and I'm a Real Madrid fan, I'm the biggest work of Jude Bellingham. And that's why even when people recently kwa El Clasico hapo walikuja hapa kutuambia how he's overrated, we were just looking at them tukiwa na Payet, because people were here saying how he's overrated he is. And me nimekuwa nikisupport Jude Bellingham, I know. But for me, I don't know, but I agree with you. But if I look at the numbers, of course he had good numbers, better than Vinicius. That one I agree with you, but not with a big margin. But ukiangalia when it comes now to the knockout, Kenya ilikuwa inafanya Vini anaonekana ko stand out as a Real Madrid fan. Vini had 7 goals in the knockout. Jude Bellingham had like, I think 1. So Vini unapata alibeba Madrid, alitubeba sana. And he was so good.
But
he was so good even in terms of... Ngoja, nimeacha umalize, yes. If you look, I'm not downplaying what you're saying. I'm just, my argument and why I think Vinicius, people are getting the hype. This is what I'm trying to say. I think it's because of that. If you look at the knockouts, alafu last season, Vini alikuwa na injury. Alafu Vini alirudi. Madrid warudi wakachange sana, and they played so well. Vini last season, he was the most fouled player. And in every 90 minutes walikuwa nasema, he was creating 3.5 chances. The most, I think, in Europe last season. He was so good in that. And I think those are the numbers and whatever. And even Champions League final heroics, the way he did it, and the way he did in the Copa de España in Saudi Arabia, the crowd were kuamuka kumpatia like that standing ovation kind of a thing after beating Barcelona in the hat-trick, after scoring the brace in the Allianz Arena. Those are the things. I think those moments ndio zinafanya anaonekana alikuwa fiti. Jude Bellingham, I agree with you. He was our best. He won UEFA Young Player of the season, and he also broke a record. Becomes the fastest and the first midfielder in Madrid history to score 14 goals out of 15 official La Liga matches. So, and he won the small award there. He was La Liga Player of the season also. Vini was UEFA Player of the season. And on those goals in those knockouts, the moments and whatever. So either way, I also get your point. But I think the reason maybe Vini anaonekana kwa hapa ni venye pia Vini amekuwa maybe mpaka this season. That's what I think. But I'm not saying that your argument is bad. You can argue on Jude Bellingham, because I also think Jude Bellingham is one of the players that people underrate so much. And esi ungekuwa hapa Saturday tukiongea mambo ya El Clasico, ungeshangaa sana. People are coming here and asking for the mic, and they were saying how overrated he is. Wanakuja na ukiwauliza why they think he's overrated, they don't give a good reason. Unaget? Ni kama wale watu tu unasikiaga story huko nje, ulisikia mtu kwa kinyozi akisema, and you come here to the space and you tell people that Jude Bellingham is overrated and you stick with it. You know, football fans are just fun. Okay, but I get your point, yes.
Wacha tu nisikudanga. Okay, kuna kitu umesema yenye sitaki kusema imenitrigger, but nikai imenitrigger in a way because ulikuwa unajaribu kutumia attacking numbers kwa both players, Vinicius na Jude, na sikuwa na feel ni fair on Jude because Jude plays further back. Na all I wanted to say ni hata si ku take away from your attacking numbers. Kenya nilikuwa nataka kusema ni the fact that Jude Bellingham was able to do it for Real Madrid and England at the same time, because England's best player tunajua ni Harry Kane, but Jude Bellingham ndio alikuwa clearly the guy kwa hiyo Euros tournament.
England's
in as much as Harry Kane
Bukayo Saka.
It was Bukayo Saka, and even apart from maybe scoring that bicycle kick and also a passing in the to call Palmer in the final, he wasn't that good in the Euros also.
Nani yo? Okay.
Jude Bellingham wasn't that Jude Bellingham of Real Madrid that you were Euros, and I think that's why nimesema. I think the reason Vinicius and even that Jude Bellingham wameluzi Ballon d'Or ni hiyo tournament imeisha. I think hiyo tournament ndio iliwamaliza kabisa because Rodri performed so well. I think that is in one opinion, I think hiyo ndio imewalemea. Hiyo ndio imefanya maybe wasi win. And maybe
the reason Vinicius na labda Jude Bellingham hawatapata hiyo Ballon d'Or ni because of the international tournaments. But the main reason kwa nini hawatapata Ballon d'Or ni the backlash na the PR boost yenye Rodri alikuwa anapewa kwa timelines.
Okay, if you speak about PR, if you speak PR, I don't think you are honest on Rodri. Rodri didn't get a good PR on, to be honest. Uwezi niambia Real Madrid player wana PR. We have a very good PR. And that's why nimekuwa mpaka Morata nikasema sikiza tu. It's good you listen. It's also good to listen. Nikasema kuna kitu Morata alisema after Rodri win Euros in the final, and I quote, he said we need an Instagram account for Rodri because we want him to win the Ballon d'Or. Rodri akuangi mso wa social media sana na ana that good PR. Hata Kowino will agree with me. Real Madrid players tuko na good PR than most of the players.
KUT, angalia hivi.
Okay, sawa.
Nikisema hivyo simaanishi ati Rodri ako na social media followers ama kitu kaa hiyo. I'm not saying that. I'm saying PR boost. PR boost basically ni because a certain core of people do not want this guy to win. Wanahamia hii pande ingine wote. That's the whole reason kwa nini tulikaa chini tukatolerate hiyo story ya Modric kubeba Ballon d'Or. Haikuwa juu ati Modric sijui nini ni mtu mbaya, si ati ni mtu mbaya, but because mafans wengi wa Messi, wa Barcelona walikaa chini wakaona Modric anaweza pewa. Wacha tuende tuingie kwa genge ya Modric tuchangie huko kura. Na hadi sasa unapatanga some idiot somewhere. No, sorry. Unapatanga somebody somewhere who is intelligently dwarf. Intelligence yake kuna dwarfness kidogo. Unampata tu mahali hapo amekaa hapo ana convince venye you know what, Modric deserved that. He was very crucial. You get? So here Rodri sisemi hakuwa na performance.
Modric mwenye hata Rakitic alikuwa better kumshinda hiyo season.
Wewe kwanza hatastaki kuongea na wewe.
By the way, you know Modric had 4 goals. Had 4 goals. He had 4 goals.
Okay, Otile. Nimengoja hii question nimuulize S a lot. Sasa wacha nimuulize. So S, let me ask you about Jude Bellingham. I'm one person who likes Jude. I'm a top fan of Jude Bellingham. But when you come and say that we compare him how he performed for Real Madrid last season, because I've had your main point of argument are only two: how he performed for Real Madrid last season, and then how he played in the Euros. How he played in the Euros, you have been answered very well by KOT and I think Kowino or who have he wasn't I think he wasn't the best player for England in that tournament. Although yes, he had some two or three individual brilliances in games, but he wasn't the best player for England. Let's all be honest. And coming to Real Madrid, how he performed for Real Madrid last season was good. But when you look at that, only that, I think that's the only aspect which you bring in, but that I don't think is enough for him to beat Rodri. Truth be told, I think that's not enough for him to beat Rodri. And then if you look at if you look at his fellow teammate Vinicius, look at how Vinicius performed for Real Madrid. Look at the energy as well. Yes, we give accolades, flowers to Jude last season for Real, but also look at Vinicius. He was very key in big matches for Real. Let's speak the truth. And he also went with Brazil, and he did something good. So I think as much as we want to say that Jude was robbed, I think Jude hasn't been robbed. I'm a big Jude fan. I don't know what you will say, but I don't think it's just.
No one is saying Jude is being robbed. No one is saying anybody is being robbed. No one has said anything about robbing. All I've just said, wacha nijibu Tribeless because alikuwa amekaza na kuniuliza hiyo swali na sikuwa nimempatia time ya kuuliza. KOT,
kuna watoto wachawi huko kwenyu.
KOT bana, uko na watoto na hujazaa bana.
Hiyo mtoto anaweza kuwa mchawi.
KOT bana, uko na watoto na hujazaa ndugu yangu. Anaishi ndani ya msitu jamaa.
Bana watoto wananipigia kelele hapa but guys, I want us to wind up. I don't know. I just ask S a very simple question. S is just a yes or no.
Kuna mtu ameniuliza swali, wacha nimjibu. Wewe ulikuwa unapigiwa nduru. Wacha nimalize kujibu swali.
Oh.
Yes. So tribeless, no one is talking about robbing. If I'm being honest, nimesema tu hivi. Hii season Ballon d'Or wanajaribu ku amend for the mistakes they've made in the past 5 years. Juu wame make mistakes. I think the past 5 years almost all calls zimekuwa nje. Zimekuwa wrong. The past
Karim the Dream, Karim Benzema deserved it.
Almost. Nimesema almost. Sijasema zote. Nimesema almost. Aya, so this season wanajaribu kurectify hiyo maneno. Na mimi nimesema my truth is personally mwenye naona ana deserve based on kenye wanajaribu kusema hii award ni because wamekaa chini wakatuambia okay, so this is award is an individual award that will look at the individual performances first. Imeandikwa vizuri sana, ukienda kuangalia imeandikwa based on individual performances and also the team contributions. Sasa hapo kwa team contributions Vinicius anatoka because Brazil Copa America tuliona mwenye kulienda hakuwa as stellar as he was for Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham, okay, yes, inaweza kuwa argued he wasn't the best player. Kila mtu inaweza kuwa subjective. Tukiingia Euros tournament, the best player Euros, I mean England, tunajuanga ni Harry Kane. Hivyo ndio tulikuwa tukiingia Euros tournament. But when the Euros happened, Harry Kane wasn't that decisive. Jude Bellingham wasn't the number one decisive guy, but he was very instrumental for that English team. Na he performed in the big matches. You see, hiyo ndio tunajaribu kusema tribeless. So, kwa both club and country, he was very instrumental, unlike Vinicius. Looking at Rodri, he had a good season with Man City, walibeba ligi, walikuwa FA Cup final, wakatolewa na Real Madrid semi-final, hizo vitu zote. But performance yake ya Euros ndio ili-elevate hiyo argument yake. Ilikuwa like, he was indispensable for Spain, yeye ndio alikuwa the best player of the tournament, sijui nini, na sikatai. He has a good argument. Akipewa sitasema imeibiwa, sitasema anything. I won't say that. All I'm saying is, nikiangalia what Jude Bellingham did last season, it is almost irreplaceable, like unreplicable. Haiwezi rudiwa tena, ni ngumu sana irudiwe. What Jude Bellingham kutoka a foreign league kukuja a new league na kukuwa the guy who's making things happen, ni vitu ngumu sana kuhappen. Seeing kila saa unaona ametoka mahali.
I agree. I agree with the argument. I agree with the argument now. And also as Rodri fans for tonight, I think what Ace is saying is what you are saying. If England would have won Euros as well, we would be definitely we would be speaking about something different as well. I don't know why I'm looking at it that way as well. But if England would have won that Euros, we would be speaking about something else. I don't think Rodri would have won it, to be honest, because it could have opened a lot of questions and a lot of issues. It would have opened a lot of other issues to be checked. Yeah, I think I agree with you. But for now, let's give Rodri his flowers, Maze. He was good at Euros. If you take him off that Euros, Maze, it was just everywhere. He ran on the pitch like no. He ran Euros, almost very big. Euros most of the games.
But the fact that kidogo mimi kama fan wa Spain niwaambie kitu kuhusu Euros. Kidogo tu kama fan wa Spain.
Wacha tu niseme uendelee nayo. Wacha nikupe uende nayo. The fact that tukiingia Euros nobody was mentioning Rodri's name inafai kuonyesha the fact alibeba hiyo Euros. Kuna watu walikaa mahali chini wakasema hatuwezi kubali mtu wa Real bebe, wacha tuende kwa hii kambi ya Rodri. Inakuanga hivyo. Kuna watu walikaa
but as Gowino comes, we should realize this is an award where Gowino unaongea, Gowino you will talk. Just by the way, this is an award whereby in certain instances the international tournament overshadows or overpowers the UEFA Champions League and domestic leagues. And in some instances, the UEFA Champions League overshadows international tournament na domestic league. For example, and that's the problem with this award. For example, in 2010, Lionel Messi won the Ballon d'Or despite not scoring even a single goal in the World Cup. Yes, I know what I'm saying. I watched the 2010 World Cup. He was beaten walitolewa quarterfinals na Germany. Na is it Germany? Yes, wakitolewa. He didn't score even a single goal.
Yes, KOT.
Ngoja kidogo, ngoja tu by the way, I'm just saying, it's not a slander. I don't hate Messi. I have a lot of respect in Messi.
Hiyo Germany inakuanga na personal garage now.
Okay, I'm just saying, for example, I will give instances. I'm just giving instances. Aya, hiyo 2010 win anything. I'll win, I think just La Liga. And the Champions League was just a top scorer, I think, with 8 goals. But David Villa, surprisingly, this is where I'm going. David Villa was, I think, the top scorer, and very crucial, he scored 5 in Spain. Spain walifunga, I think, 7 goals in that tournament. Kakowino anaweza confirm. I'm not sure in the numbers. 2010 World Cup, I think they scored 7 or 8, 7, and 5 was scored by David Villa. David Villa was so good before kuja Barcelona. I think alikuwa huko Valencia. He performed so well. Do you know the most surprising thing? And he won the World Cup. Surprising thing, he was not even in the Ballon d'Or podium. Messi won it from hata tujui kwenye alitoka, and he won the Ballon d'Or. So what I'm saying, this is an award, and sometimes like 2003, there was a guy who won in 2003 anaitwa Pavel Nedved. Just because Juventus ilifika finali ya UEFA Champions League and he won, I don't know hata kama walishinda Serie A. I'm not sure if it was Milan 2-3, maybe walishinda Serie A. Thierry Henry, yes, he didn't win the league, but he was so good that season in terms of individual performance. He didn't win the Ballon d'Or. They gave Pavel Nedved. So unapata sometimes
ndio cheki ile point nilikuwa nakwambia na make sense. Ile point ya kitambo watu wako wanajalizi awards. 203 hakuna gazeti ilikuja kusema Henry was robbed. Nobody cared about that award. Hakuna mtu
alijali. Ebu talk about
as I wonder if I want to go in or to Kowino ametusikiza sana here, and we also need to hear from him. I want to hear from him because I know he's a Barcelona fan, and I will also ask him a very simple question, whether he thinks Rodri deserve or not. But maybe atasema because he maybe, you know, kuna ile rivalry. But what I was just saying, in award ainanga inconsistency, and that's why I agree with the S and maybe even some people here that it has lost its taste, because it is an award that hakuna consistency. Na maybe hata hii ya S venye unasema, maybe S you are true, maybe mimi naona hivi, because mimi nimesema both Vini and Rodri deserve, asijongelea Jude Bellingham, nimesema both deserve, either Vini or Rodri. What if these people feel that they robbed Erling Haaland last year, so wameona warudishe mkono this year na warudishie mtu mwingine? You know, these things, that's what they do. Hii mikora wamejaa huko, wamejaa mikora ni wengi. Just because they robbed Erling Haaland last season, maybe now they feel it's time now to rudishe mkono kwa Rodri Man City. It could be the theory here, because these people are so corrupt. I have never understood. Kuna mtu amesema hapa ya 2019 Van Dijk alishindwa na kura 7. Na mimi kuna kitu mimi hata ndauliza watu, what did Van Dijk had to do? Nini angefanya? Alitaki kufanya as a defender ndio convince watu win hiyo Ballon d'Or. Kumaanisha kwani defender hawai kuwin. If Van Dijk hakuwin 2019, manze hiyo kitu mimi unishangaza. How? He was so good, bro.
Do you know the crazy thing?
And that's why sometimes when I see people here coming here, akwanza kuniambia ati Messi akona Ballon d'Or mingi kushinda Ronaldo. Mimi I don't use Ballon d'Or. It is better. It is better.
Nimeona mtu anaitwa Vinicius ameingia space nikashangaa amesikia tu amenyang'anywa Ballon d'Or.
That's why it's better sometimes. Hata heri ukiwa fan wa Messi, aje na World Cup. Niambie Messi akona trophies mingi kushinda Ronaldo. But usikuja hapa kuniambia mambo ya Ballon d'Or. I don't rate footballers using Ballon d'Or, because if we use them, we can come here and give weird takes and say certain footballers are better than the others because they have the Ballon d'Or. So that's why I don't use it. I don't rate it. Na hiyo kitu mimi nasema hivi, itafika time ita lose meaning kabisa. Hata watu watakuwa wanashughulika nayo. Kowino, now you can talk your minutes.
Actually nataka
Kowino before
wewe ngoja na before zako bwana. Sasa tunataka kuwapatia a very weird take. Hii inaitwa unpopular opinion. Okay, mimi ni fan wa Spain national team as well. I'm a very big fan of Rodri because napendanga wenye uchi ball, wenye dominate, wenye control your midfield. He reminds me of Sergio Busquets, so I love Rodri. But mnakuja hapa ndani wote mnasema yeye ndiye alikuwa the tickling point ya hiyo Spain national team. I can arguably say he was not the most important team in the Spain national team. Why? Kuna game tu kucheza bila yetu tulishinda. Final alitoka dakika ya
ngoja nianze kurecord master.
Final tulicheza bila Rodri for 45 minutes because Rodri aliumia for first half.
So
kuanzia dakika ya 46 Rodri hakukua, bado tulipiga England bila Rodri. I'm not saying he was not important, but watu wanatend kufanya ni without Rodri Spain ingeshinda kitu yoyote. I can tell you, I can argue hata wenye Zubimendi aliingia hapo alipiga the same performance Rodri angepiga, ndio maana hata tulidominate hiyo England na tukaishinda. Ukiangalia kazi yenye akina Yamin Yamal, Nico Williams, like ile Spain kila mtu, I can argue that Fabregas was even more important kwa hiyo midfield than Rodri, but no one is ready for hizo conversations because agenda ishakuwa sold that mtu anafaa kubeba Ballon d'Or na maybe watu kama Fabian wako kwa hiyo conversation. So lazima tuanze kuargue Rodri alibeba Euros. Even Carvajal alikuwa very important kwa hiyo Spain national team. Like ile Spain national team ilikuwa compact as kila mtu alikuwa anapatia his 100 ndio Spain ibebe Euro. It was not about one player. Kuna zile tournament watu wanaenda na unasema enyewe this is just about this player. Kuna zile tournament enyewe unasema hii naye huyu ni player amebeba team. For Man City I agree. Rodri ndiye amekuwa amefanya Man City na tick like hiyo, you can argue like unaweza angalia performance za Rodri Man City na kuanga ridiculous, like bila yeye unaona Man City wana struggle. Hata sasa Man City inashinda but unaweza gundua wana miss, they are just missing this player. I cannot say the same for Rodri in Spain enye ilibeba Euros. See, like I have nothing against Rodri and that's why nilikuwa like okay, naweza sema Bellingham hakuwa that important for England, but these are seven game tournament. Naweza funga tu bao mbili bora zimesaidia timu kwenda mahali. Hizo ni important. England ilikuwa inatolewa Bellingham akifunga hizo mabicycle. England ilikuwa inakuwa knocked out. So that is as important as it gets. So kama alikuwa anakuwa knocked out na huyu player amekuwa like alifanya tu what Jude Bellingham does when team needs him the most, called 911, ndio 911 ni yeye ndio una receive hizo calls. So hata ile assist ya Palma hiyo final, I can tell you for a fact, yes, Bukayo Saka did the donkey work. Bukayo Saka alikuwa amefanya hiyo the donkey work, akapatia Bellingham, but hiyo pass ni kama tu ile ya Balotelli to Aguero 2012. Like hiyo pass ya Bellingham to Cole Palmer ilikuwa similar. Like hiyo pass kama angeipiga ni hivyo, England hata ingepiga equalizer. Hiyo game ilikuwa tu inaisha mapema. So unaweza argue like
kwa wino ujue that pass from where Cole Palmer scored it. I doubt if very few in that tournament, maybe around two from that point.
Hiyo technique ya Palma hata nilishaiongelea na Yesu nikakwambia there's only one player in the world who is doing that, Lionel Messi pekee. Ndiye anaweza fanya hiyo kitu Palma alifanya. Na Palma amenifanyia hiyo kitu twice, ndio maana
tell them that goal was unbelievable.
Palma alifunga hiyo bao versus Everton na hiyo siku alikuwa anaifunga versus Spain, alikuwa anani confirm ya sasa ni deadly. So hiyo ndio siku by then ilirate. Technical ability ya Palma ya kufinish ball. Hiyo naye hapana. I cannot take it away from him. Kufinish ball Palma
all the 157 listeners kwa his space. This is a Spain fan amewapea reasons why Jude Bellingham deserves it ahead of Rodri. All the 157 listeners wako hapa. A Spanish fan amewapea reasons why Jude Bellingham deserves it ahead of Rodri.
So nilikuwa nasema tu this is a tight contest Ballon d'Or. Wakipatia Rodri siwezi sema amerob mtu yoyote, wakipatia Vinicius siwezi sema amerob mtu yoyote, hata wakipatia Bellingham siwezi sema amerob mtu, hata wakipatia Carvajal. Like honestly last season kulikuwa na top performer sana, hata wakipatia Lautaro bado naweza argue tu like like literally siwezi sema mtu yote ameibiwa akipewa.
Hata wakimpea Palma usiogope kuongea ukweli bro.
Hata wakipatia William Saliba.
Hiyo Tribeless anasema ndio unpopular opinion yenye people are not ready for that discussion. Ballon d'Or is an individual award.
Yes, but ni ukweli, like ni ukweli. Cole Palmer kitu alifanya pale Chelsea, it's not something you can like player anafaa kufanya, na amekuwa akifanya consistently by the way. People can take that away. Na hata wakipatia William Saliba, like hizi ni conversations watu wanafaa kuanza kwa asante Kioti.
This is what I'm saying. That's why you people, unajua mimi wacheni waambie. Ngoja mimi Ballon d'Or, ngoja kidogo tu.
Jamaa mimi sijaisikia ni kama mtu wa Manchester United kusema Ronaldo did not deserve Ballon d'Or ya 2008.
Okay, that's mimi personally
Wino's takes have been kukuja kusema he wasn't
sawa
the guy ati pale Spain in that final. Hiyo si kitu watu wengi walikuwa ready.
Kwani Esa nisikie?
Let's be honest, nobody was ready to hear that.
Kowino unanisikia?
Mafans wa Spain, in fact kuna mafans.
Mimi nakusikia KOT.
Tunasikia KOT.
Es ni kama anisikii, ndio namwambia atulie kwanza.
Hakuwa anakusikia KOT, hakuwa anakusikia.
Okay, nasema hivi. If the Rodri, me the reason nasema Rodri pia deserves. Ballon d'Or kuna criteria zingine tunaangalia. Maybe you can say individual performance, team performance, achievements na awards. Na ukiangalia hizi box zote Rodri ana
actually KOT, correction kidogo please, correction.
Na fair play.
Correction kidogo, to point of correction. Actually criteria Ballon d'Or is an individual performance, yet a team performance. It doesn't matter.
Okay, and that's why, that's why I was saying if it was individual performance, and that's why nimeuliza there is a lot of inconsistency, because sometimes, and even you are good, by the way, kwanza wewe ufai hata kusema mambo ya individual performance. That's why nimesema there is a lot of inconsistency, because sometimes international tournaments outplay individual performance. Like for example, I will give you another example. 2021, your GOAT won it just because he won the Copa America. And ngoja nimalize. Sinikumaliza tu na niseme vile nasema. He won it because he won the Copa America. Yes, he was the top scorer in the Copa America with 4 goals and I think an assist or whatever. But in La Liga, he was just a top scorer and he just won the Copa del Rey. On the other hand, Lewandowski shattered almost all the record you think was the European golden shoe. He won the top scorer that Messi won, and he won more trophies than Messi. But at the end of the day, they give it to Messi. That's why hata tukikuja hapa tuseme bado ni individual performance, bado it doesn't make sense because we have seen the inconsistency in it, and that's why I keep maintaining this award ime lose meaning. Okay. Mimi nilikuwa natetea Rodri kidogo, and this is what I was saying. Hata nimeandika kwa Trey. Naona Trey, they are saying that Rodri doesn't deserve. And that's why nimesema it will be hypocritical for football fans to say that, okay, you can say the way you want to say. You can say Rotaro, I expect to. But for me, in your own opinion, I believe you people, you are being hypocritical. If Rodri was in Arsenal, if Rodri was in Chelsea, or even Barcelona, Esa angekuja hapa na kutuambia na deserve. And this is the problem. The fact that he's a Manchester City player, I do feel bado sisi watu. Sisi
tunakuanga na hakuna mtu mwenye amesema deserve. Tunasema tu
wacha nimalize. I'm not saying nikimaanisha hivyo, haimaanishi necessarily you people. I am just because football fans wako hivyo. Tunavutanga nini kwenye nini yetu inatufavor, which is okay. And by the way, let me tell you, football fans are low budget politicians. And that's why you get football get interesting, because people argue in different angles. But I'm quite sure if Rodri was in Manchester United fan base maybe side we're tunasema ana deserve. Angekuwa Chelsea wangekuwa nasema hivyo. Okay, to make it clear, this is what I'm saying. If you look at the numbers, that guy had 12 goals and I think 8 assists. But if you look at, in terms of, he was number 1 in Europe last season in terms of ball recoveries, and in terms of tackle per 90, he was the best. The best pass completion percentage was Rodri with 92, I think 93%. This guy, if you look even in that Spain mwenye munasema, of course, at Portugal, 2016, scored the final goal without CR7 and he won the Ballon d'Or. Now, tungekuja hapa tuseme he wasn't crucial in that time because they won the Euros because he didn't play in that. Outwezi don't play. So Rodri's impact has been so good in that team, and the fact that he was chosen to be the best player of the tournament says it all. Says it all. You could see. In fact, that Spain national team and you Coino support, they were not favorites People, we were speaking about England, we were talking about Germany. Those are the teams that people were speaking about. But Spain came from nowhere.
Nilikuwa najua hii team, nilikuwa nawaambia tunaenda kubeba Euro.
Wewe unajua ukisema wewe tunasema unajua hii ndio shida yetu. Nikisema they were not doesn't mean that you are. Wewe unaweza kuwa kwa wino, maybe in your own conscience you feel that you're gonna win, but that was not the case in the media. That's what I mean. Okay. That's what I mean. So huyu Rodri hata tukikuja hapa tujifanye ati adisavi kitu, he was so crucial in that Man City the previous year in them winning the treble and last season, because this is now a season, this is the third time in a piano based on season performance. And you could argue anafaa kufanya nini ingine yenye a midfielder from that position anafaa kuwin. Maybe Toni Kroos angeshinda Euros, tungekuja ingekuwa another discussion, because even Kowino alikuwa amesema there was a time, and that's why mimi nakumbukanga venye what you people say most of. Kowino kuna time alisema he thinks that Toni Kroos akiwin Euros he will win the Ballon d'Or. Kowino, am I lying or not?
Hiyo ni ukweli, si pale Fiorentina Perez.
You see, so I am saying that's what I'm saying. So for me, I don't feel the football Twitter community wanataka kumisbehave na kuanza kudownplay that how he doesn't deserve. And by the way, if you look even at Rodri's numbers to Modric's number in 2018, of course Modric tunajua, Luka Modric of 2018 tunajua walipia the biggest robbery in the history of the game. But ukiangalia still they have better numbers than what nini alikuwa ameachieve. So he was even in the team of the tournament. He won the player of the tournament. He was crucial in Man City's nini. Tumeona how when he misses wanna lose games, he was in unbeaten kicks juu 74. He went how many games? Was it 74 or whatever? Hata sijui kama ame lose game bado, I don't know. So those are things that tunasema. I think that's why for him, me sioni shida. I will be hypocritical to come and say that he doesn't deserve. Mimi
bado kwa tena nataka kuireiterate kitu alafu Papa itaongea. Bado I still believe Rodri deserves the Ballon d'Or. And so does Vinicius, Bellingham and any other player mwenye amekuwa top performer last season. But umefanya nini niende niangalie statistics bana? Si kwa ubaya. Mimi ni fan wa Spain and I'm not taking a dig at Rodri at all, but I want to clarify this. Rodri akipewa award ya best player Euro, mimi nilikuwa na duku zangu, nilikuwa like okay, yeah, he's a great performer, ametuchezea fit. But metrics zenye walikuwa wanatumia kumpatia out of all that Spain national team players, nilikuwa na shangaa ni gani? Because squeeze hizi awards ni very funny. Palma alikuwa hata shinde best player last season, wakaona hapana, since tunataka kupatia Foden, wacha tupatie Palma ya Young ndio ikae tu ni kama yeye pia ameshinda kitu ile PFA. Hizi metrics ni funny. Naangalia hapa stats. Rodri being a defensive midfielder na expect work rate mingi yake ikuwe like defensively. Successful tackles per 90, Simoni na Zubimendi huko. Interceptions per 90, Simoni top 10. Clearances per 90, Simoni top 10. Blocks.
Unaongelelea tournament gani? I hope you are speaking about the Euros alone.
Euros, yes, the Euros league, the Euros. Yeah, so nikiangalia vitu kaa hizo, tunaweza argue maybe Spain inakaa na ball sana ndio maana, but Spain haikuwa hata like inacheza a lot of tiki-taka. Ndio bado nasema na argue for Spain, Rodri was not the best player. He deserves the Ballon d'Or. Don't get me wrong. He deserves the Ballon d'Or if he wins it. The work he has been doing for Manchester City, imekuwa like out of this world. Hiyo sikatai. Imekuwa like ridiculous. Rodri amekuwa tu. Hadi mimi naweza taka Rodri in my team. Hiyo siwezi danganya. But for Spain, nashangaa watu wenye wanasema he was the best player for. Unajua mimi venye alipewa hiyo award nilikuwa like nikiangalia ile Spain, Fabian Ruiz ndio like kwangu alikuwa like the best midfielder kwa hiyo team. Vitu za Fabian alikuwa anafanya hapo hata mimi sikuwa na expect wingi. Hata sikuwa najua Fabian atakuwa kwa hiyo first 11. Nakumbuka tukiwa naye kwa space KOT before Euros. Nakumbuka tukiwa naye hapa kwa space before Euros. Tukipanga venye Spain inaweza play hiyo midfield. Both you and I KOT hatukuweka Fabian Ruiz kwa starting 11. But Fabian Ruiz after like first game kila mtu alikuwa like what? Uni Fabian tunaanga PSG.
But you see,
na alimentain the performance up to the last moment. So I'm not saying Rodri doesn't. Man City fans akina Doctari, don't get me wrong, he deserved the Ballon d'Or, but he was not the best player.
This is what I wanted to say. The Euro was just a continuation of last